Please like and subscribe to channel if you enjoyed the video. Ex-wife 33F won't stop trying to contact me and it's F me up. I want to start this post by saying that I am a regular lurker around these infidelity subs, and just today, I made this throwaway account to get some advice. Also, since English is not my first language, there might be grammatical errors, so please excuse those. It has been over 6 months since D-Day, 5 months since divorce, and I still need some advice. I do not have enough time to tell my full story, but here is what I can tell you. Married 5 years, had a great life. We had made the choice to not have kids until we were both 35. I pretty much caught her having with her AP in our bedroom. I had been pretty clear about my views on infidelity right from when we started dating and had told her very clearly that cheating was a complete no-no for me. I stayed calm throughout the entire ordeal. I asked her to get dressed. I called up her elder sister who lived in a nearby town and asked her to pick my wife up. I blocked her on all platforms and talked to my lawyer about the divorce proceedings. They drove back to my house the next day, and she immediately threw herself onto me and started crying profusely. She wanted me to give her a chance to explain herself, even though I did not really want to hear any of it, and my answer would still be divorce whether she cheated 100 times or just once. I sat down with her and asked her some questions. My first question was it an emotional affair or a physical one? She seemed to be stupefied for a good 5 or 6 seconds before tears started streaming down her face, and she whined about how I could even think she would have an emotional affair with someone else other than me and swore it was a purely physical one. My second question was, were you unsatisfied in our marriage in any way? She claimed she wasn't. She was incredibly happy with both our sex life and our financial status. What was the reason then? I don't know, she said, and absolutely broke down. She got on her knees and said she feels disgusted with herself. She said she was going through a lot since she wasn't doing well in her job, and she wanted to validate her own importance in her mind. She often talked to me about her job too. I supported her wholeheartedly, and she was also going to therapy for it. Even though I did not understand her reason, I did not poke much into it. How many times were you physically involved? She told me it was only 3 times of physical contact, and she had apparently never allowed him to kiss her. I don't know if that was supposed to make me feel better about it. With that, I was done. I told her that I wanted a divorce. Surprisingly, she did not say anything, just nodded and went to the guest room and locked herself up with her sister. 13. Unfortunately, though, before I could serve her the divorce papers, our district went into lockdown and travel between districts was prohibited. Thus, in an unfortunate turn of events, it seemed I would need to spend a full week with my wife in the same house, and I could not even file for divorce because the courts were closed. But I was not having that bullshit. I decided to move out and live in my neighbor's house instead, and it helped somewhat. I would still see her every day. Dark circles, swollen eyes. She looked nothing like before. One day, she got too drunk and I heard her shouting in her room, "I disgust you, don't I? You can't even look at my face." And she repeated that the whole night. Another day, I bumped into her talking to someone on the phone in the footpath in front of our house, and she immediately started freaking out and screamed, "I was not talking to him, I promise." It was just my colleague from work. A while later, she seemed to realize her mistake and walked away without another word. A week later, they moved away, and I moved back into my house. I got done with the divorce about a month later. Bizarrely, she did not demand anything from me in settlement. 6 months later, she would still text me and call me sometimes. She once drove over 50 miles to see me when I was ill with COVID. Have not been doing very well. I do still love her. The way she was truly mournful of her mistakes sometimes almost made me feel for her again. But on other times, I just want to cut her off completely and start afresh. I'm not sure if I would be able to love or marry again, but I did get along with a few hookups in the last 2 weeks or so, and to be honest, it does feel better somewhat. Do not know if I can move on if we keep talking. I have told her not to talk to me, but she does not listen. Should I just block her everywhere? I really do not want to hurt her, but she has not left me any option. What should I do? Now look at some of comments. Block her. Don't take her back. She needs to work on herself to know why she felt entitled to have an affair. Also, her explanation is very lame. Taking her back is already out of the question. The only thing I was confused about was whether I should block her or not. Since she seemed to be going through a lot, and she never really tried to guilt-trap me or try to get back with me after the divorce. We talked like a pair of old friends. The problem is with me. I'm afraid I won't be able to start a new life if I keep talking to her. Thanks to everyone's comments here, I am now going to talk to her about going NC for a few months. I hope that will help. I've read your post a couple of times, and I'm really sorry about your situation. It really sucks to join our club, but now that you're here, you will get our best, most of us anyway. Don't talk anymore, just do. Block her, then go NC forever. There is absolutely nothing left to say and will only prolong what is already the most painful part of your life so far. Let your healing really begin, and if start to struggle, remember we are here. This is your journey, and you handled your business like a boss. As to your current situation, since you two are talking like old friends, as a friend, tell her directly you are trying to move on, you don't wish to add to her problems, and you don't want her to suffer having to see you dating. So NC may be necessary. She might surprise you and be supportive. As you noted in your story, she was contrite, and you can go NC amicably rather than just ghosting her. Then again, what do I know? I'm feeling melancholy today for something I know was the bane of my existence and has been dead issue to me since 2013. Familiarity and infidelity breed contempt, distance, and divorce. Make the heart grow fonder, or some bullsh *T like that. Good luck and Godspeed. Of the things I'm certain I know for sure, high on the list is that every person that cheats knows exactly why they did it. And that reason is that they wanted to cheat more than they wanted the relationship they were already in. Everything else is just semantics and rationalizations. You've done the hard part. It's over. Let it be over. She's someone else's problem now. You may still love her, but she stopped loving you the minute she thought cheating was okay. If she ever loved you at all. See, love is also a verb. She certainly wasn't loving you while having sex with him. It is to your credit that you do not want to hurt her. That indicates that you are a good person. But she hurt you badly, and she destroyed her marriage and lied to you and betrayed you. You need to burn her to everyone and shut her down on everything and block her everywhere. She made that bed, now it's time for her to lie in it. Please, for the love of God, block her. Go no contact. Do not allow yourself to be drawn back. You may think you are strong, but if you don't go no contact, you may subconsciously slowly being drawn back into this mess. It's easy for an outsider to tell you what they think you should do, but ultimately you are the one making the decisions, and you are the one that has to live with your choices. With that said, not your monkeys, not your circus, not anymore. She can turn to her lover or her family and friends for support and comfort. If you are truly done with the marriage, tell her so, and tell her that means you want nothing to do with her going forward. After that, do not respond to her attempts and block her as well as you can. She will eventually get the message and find someone else to play hide the salami with. If you really do love her, maybe you can start from scratch. A whole new relationship. This would mean dating and no overnights. You keep your own places. Do that, or you have to go total NC. I mean 0. Whichever one you choose, I'd recommend forgiving her. That doesn't mean forgetting or trusting her. This is for your own health. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe to the channel.